Right, well, the exhaust system's next. We'll put the vehicle up on the hoist and have a look underneath at that standard exhaust. Looks like it's sitting pretty low. That's probably not too good for off-road. So we'll try and keep everything as high as we can. We've got a pretty big 3-inch system to put in there, but we're sure it'll fit in there quite nicely. The section I'm holding here pretty much comes from the back of the turbocharger. So we have the initial sort of dump pipe, as it's commonly called. We have a catalytic converter, which is this device here. We keep the cat in, so we keep things fairly legal. And then the pipe goes down into the sort of a resonator, which is just a straight through system to capture some more noise. By the time it gets out the tailpipe, there'll be just a bit of a low hum, and that's about all you'll be getting. So there'll be really no more noise effectively, just a little bit of low drumming that you hear outside the car, a little bit more note, I guess, as you could say. We've got both systems here. We've got the Colorado and the Colorado 7. So Scott at Scott's Rods came round and saw us the other week and dropped them off. So they custom build systems for us, and here's the outcome. We'll see what it comes up today. Okay, well, here we are. The exhaust is finished. Had it up on the hoist. It didn't take all that long. Of course, the hardest area to get to is on the back of the turbo. Very, very tight in there. But pretty much the system bolts straight onto the back of the turbocharger with a special flange, so it's a nice, neat fit. It comes down through to a catalytic converter, which is a higher flow type. And then just after that, we've got a nice bracket to actually hold it onto the engine. So we use all the original brackets, bolt back onto those same mounting brackets. Again, for durability, we've got very heavy corrugations and roads that we drive on in Australia. We know that because we've been out in those places, and that's one of the benefits with dealing with four-wheel drive industry experts like ourselves and others. After the flange joint, again for servicing, if you needed to, you could unbolt and replace sections of the exhaust system. We have a isolation bellow here, which basically allows for a little bit of expansion and movement, and that's basically protected. It goes down as straight as we can go, all the way down through here. We've got another flange, and all the factory mounts all along the way have been used, again, to keep a very stable exhaust. We don't have this thing falling off on the side of the road. The resonator that it goes through pretty much cuts straight across through the middle, and the sound waves as they go through, any muffler of course get chopped off, and when they get chopped off they don't come out as noisy. Remember though, we've been through a turbo, which is basically like a meat mincer. All the exhaust gases come to a grinding halt and have to squeeze past it. That already slows exhaust gases and sound waves down. Catalytic converter breaks the sound waves up further again. By the time it gets to here, it's just the last tail end that we want to get rid of. So again, out the back we'll end up just with a nice note, but nothing inside droning our head off. We definitely don't want that. One thing that people do get a little bit concerned with sometimes with a new exhaust, it is bigger. It does flow things a little bit quicker. So when it's new and it's fresh, a bit like a new car, on startup you might get a bit of a puff. In fact, when you're driving, you might drive under some load and pull over. This is probably only in the first day though. Pull over and then, gee, the car's smoking underneath, I can smell things. Don't be alarmed. Remember, these are specially coated pipes. They'll have all sorts of fumes as they sort of initially heat up and get used to. So for the first few days, don't panic too much about what you see.